Yo, what's going on, guys? Today, we'll be going over a brand new evolution coming to Clash Royale next season. We have the evolved Musketeer. I'm sure the 2.6 players will be so happy. So basically, you get to it after cycling 2 normal Musketeers, and it's exactly like a normal Musketeer, except it has this sniper ability. So it has infinite range for 3 shots with this sniper ability, and it'll only go into the sniper mode if there's a card basically lined in a straight line in front of it. And also, yeah, it can't hit towers with the sniper ability, but it can hit buildings and troops. So it's a very interesting mechanic, and I decided to play a giant deck here in the first game. I feel like it could work quite well with big beatdown decks because you could just like snipe stuff like cannons or inferno towers with the Evo Musketeer. The shots from the sniper mode do a little bit more damage than the normal shots of the Musketeers, so definitely can pack quite a bit of a punch. And guys, I wasn't able to commentate these games live today, but I just kind of want to go over the thought process I had here and just how the evolved Musketeer works. I went for a Miner here on his Musketeer. You know, Miner's actually a pretty good play to go on to even an Evo Musketeer. The reason why is because the Evo Musketeer will use those sniper shots, but only if a troop is not in its normal range. So if there's a troop that's in its 6-tile normal range, it'll just shoot it like normal instead of wasting the sniper shots. But if there's a troop way farther, it's going to just use those sniper shots. So I actually got to the evolved Musketeer here pretty early. I was kind of thinking I could make a pretty nice giant push with it and maybe just snipe down some stuff with my Evo Musketeer. Guys, the Evo Musketeer literally has infinite range. So if they play something in the very back, you play your Evo Musketeer is going to shoot at it. So I decided to start up a giant push here, then yeah, I just wanted to have my Evo Musketeer ready to snipe anything. He played his Musketeer Evo, so I went for mine. His Evo Musketeer was shooting at my giant, and then mine's targeted onto his Musketeer. The kind of interesting thing about it is that even if the troop is like behind the tower, it just goes directly for the troop instead of the tower. I was thinking at first that the Musketeer Evo could actually hit towers, but that would just be way too broken, honestly. That would just be, you know, a free guaranteed, what, like 700 tower damage or something like that. Maybe even more. Yeah, probably more, actually. So Adrian had Mega Knight. My mini Pekka kind of wrecked everything, though. And you guys can see after the sniper shots, Evo Musketeer kind of just turns normal, so I don't really think it'll be broken or anything like that. You guys can let me know what you think about it in the comment section, but personally I think Evo Musketeer is going to be maybe just an average evolution, if not even slightly below average. Might surprise a lot of you guys, but it's honestly pretty easy to block it. Like if you play, you know, bats, goblins, skeletons, anything can easily block the Musketeer's sniper shots. But the nice thing for the sniper Musketeer is that once it locks onto something with those sniper shots, it'll just keep going for that same target and not retarget, which is pretty nice. I guess unless you zap it or something like that. Anyways, I was just kind of spamming my Musketeers here against Adrian. I already got to another Evo Musketeer, and I just wanted to try to, I think, eventually make a big push with that, because I knew my miners wouldn't really do that much chip damage on the towers, but yeah, I was doing super well here. This giant deck was actually working out really well for me, having the log for the goblins, snowball for the bats, and everything like that. I had my Evo Musketeer here at the ready. I think I actually went for it. Yeah, I actually went for it here on the Mega Knight. The reason why is because the sniper shots do quite a bit of damage, so yeah, that actually took off quite a good chunk of health from the Mega Knight. And his Musketeer Evo sniped my giant down quite a bit. It actually does a lot of damage. Gonna be good to play against stuff like Lava Hound too and things like that for sure. I know I had a huge push going here. I think I went for a second giant. Yeah, I did go for a second giant right at the bridge here. And yeah, I mean, you guys could see, like, the Evo Musketeer didn't really do anything too crazy most of the game, but it got some pretty nice snipes off sometimes. Here, the Musketeer just got straight on the tower, and I got a nice win. For my next game, I decided to run this breach spam Evo Musketeer deck. Honestly, Musketeer is really not a bad card, even by itself. It's just a little bit, I don't know, a little bit overshadowed by other cards like Archer Queen, for example, but I think with the Evo, maybe some decks will start to run it again. This was kind of more of an old school bridge spam deck that actually used to be quite good in the meta, and I thought it could work quite well because of the Prince being pretty good. And when I saw the pump, guys, I had a great idea. I was not sure if this was going to work, but I was thinking, okay, since Musketeer has infinite range, can it actually hit a pump behind the tower? That was my question, and yeah, I just wanted to try to spam my musks and hopefully get to it, and I wanted to test that out. And at this point, I pretty much knew Adrian Piedra probably had Xbow, which can be kind of rough at times. I mean, this deck has quite a few tanks, but I knew that it would be hard to actually keep up with the pumps and everything like that, because my cycle was pretty slow. Yeah, just went for the Musketeer in the back, just wanted to get that Evo Musketeer ready and try to test it out. Also, Evo Musketeer, I was thinking, could be pretty nice against Xbow. He did show the Xbow there. I just went for a Lumberjack Ram Rider, I believe. Yeah, so I was sure that would take it out, and yeah, now I just want to cycle quickly to my Evo Musketeer and hopefully have that ready for his next pump. Yes, I was thinking, man, if the Evo Musketeer could actually snipe the pump from across the map, that could be a crazy interaction. And guys, honestly, Evo Musketeer seems like kind of complete garbage sometimes against cycle decks sometimes, but I feel like where it'll really shine is against beatdown decks. Like if you're facing a Golem deck, they have an E-Drag, you can just snipe it down so easily, and I feel like it's so good there because they have like no cheap cards to block it. But if they're playing a cycle deck, you know, they're just gonna block your Evo Musketeer shots with, like, skeletons or really anything. Okay, so here I went for the Evo Musketeer, guys. I was hoping it would work. I thought I might just have messed up. But no, it actually went on the pump, guys. I am so smart for that. I am 200 IQ. I just sniped down his pump and got a full counter-pushing Musketeer as well. He spent his Evo Musketeer, so I decided to punish him for just wasting all of that elixir. Evo Ice Brick kind of saved him a little bit, though, but unfortunately for him, the skeletons got messed up and Prince got straight towards the tower. And I just went for an Evo Zap on the Musketeer. Prince was just going crazy, man. And honestly, really, everything was thanks to that Evo Musketeer. Not only do you kill the pump for a +1 trade, but you also get that full HP Musketeer counter-pushing. So I got a very nice win here. Arcane Rush Battlegrounds is a brand new game, and it's basically an auto battler that doesn't have any queue time and no turn time because you're still playing PvP and you're fighting other people's boards they had in the exact same turn. So this game is really great if you don't have a lot of time, and you can always stop your game midway through, and then a few hours later you can just get back on and finish that exact same turn. This game is free to play, and you can support the channel by downloading it using my sponsored link in the description or scanning the QR code on screen, and you'll receive 1200 gold in the game. Guys, I do want to give you a couple quick tips. So the first tip is to not sleep on your gems. You know, you can use these gems to buy chests from the shop, and you'll get shards and gold that will help you upgrade all of your cards and give you an edge over your opponent. Another tip I do want to give you all is that when you're playing a match, if you get 3 of the same card on the field at once, it'll basically supercharge your card and just help you out so much. That's just a little tip that I've learned from playing this game. All in all, I feel like this game is just very nice to wind down with. It's the type of game where you can kind of just play it on the side, or while you're doing other things. You don't really have to be super intense with it or anything like that, so definitely a nice game for you guys to check out. So once again, guys, if you want to support the channel, I will have the download link for this game in the description, or you can just scan the QR code on screen and you will get 1200 free gold. So for my third deck, I decided to run Mega Knight Bridge Spam with the Minor Wall Breakers. This Mega Knight deck is actually pretty solid. It does struggle sometimes when you face a lot of Pekka, but it's especially good in stuff like CRL, where you can play it whenever your opponent already wasted Pekka earlier in the duel. And also it can be quite good in maybe even Clan Wars, because Clan Wars does have a duel format. And even on ladder, you can still beat Pekka with this deck. It's just not easy at all. So anyways, I was thinking Evo Musketeer could be pretty good in this deck. The reason why is because the main weakness of this deck is the fact that it has no big spells. So sometimes stuff like Archer Queens or even other people having Musketeer can be kind of just hard for you to kill those glass cannon units. But when you have Evo Musketeer in this deck, you can actually snipe them down pretty easily. And you have Minor as well to snipe down stuff, or, I mean, just assassinate stuff. So yeah, pretty nice combo to have the Musketeer in this deck. Some people do play Archer Queen in this deck, but I think now with the Evo Musketeer, Musketeer might genuinely be better. But yeah, guys, honestly, overall, I feel like Musketeer is a bit of a below-average evolution. I don't think it's really trash, but I don't think it's going to be super good either. It's going to be tough to say, though. It's only going to work in certain decks as well. Like, some decks really just can't benefit almost at all from it. Like, some deck like Minor Poison, for example, I really don't think that would benefit at all from the Musketeer. It's only going to be good in decks where you actually have to really snipe stuff. So, decks where you might have, like, a really big push, or, I don't know, some sort of balloon deck maybe where you want to snipe a building down or whatever. So anyways, I was just saying that Pekka is a very difficult matchup, and I just so happened to face Adrian running Pekka. He didn't actually play the Pekka at this point, but I was pretty certain that he had Pekka. Sometimes the Pekka decks actually do have Mega Knight instead of Pekka, so I knew he could still have Mega Knight at this point. Unfortunately, the Ram Rider did get to my tower, couldn't really do too much about that, but overall I was in a pretty decent position. I went for the bats here because I didn't want to let him go for the King Tower activation. And I went for a Minor as well, and he showed the Pekka. I thought I got a beautiful Minor, but then the E-Spirit still jumped on all of my bats. I thought I would soak up the E-Spirit. That would have been amazing, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So here I had my Evo Musketeer. I made sure to line it up with the Pekka because I just wanted to take that card out. It's also kind of nice because when the Musketeer's in the sniper mode, it does kind of just like stand back a bit and allow you more time to support it. He actually was able to kill my Musketeer. I was kind of just like seeing for the first time that if you try to play a troop in front of whatever the Evo Musketeer is targeted on. It's not going to reset. I got a really good bandit here, actually, because I was thinking he would Fisherman, and the bandit, well, I thought was able to distract the Fisherman, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. But I still took most of his tower, so I was happy with that. He went for the Ram Rider, but I had the Mega Knight. Then the Fisherman decided to still pull all of my stuff, but luckily it messed up his E-Spirit, so my bats did do some work on defense against the Ram Rider. I had to Miner here, I had no other choice. I knew he had the Lightning, though, in his deck, so I was not feeling too good even at this point. Honestly, I don't even know how I was making it this close against Pekka. The Musketeer is actually quite good against Pekka, though. I will say its 4 Elixir does so much DPS, and especially the Evo Musketeer does great work. I got a really good Evo Mega Knight here, just constantly throwing his Ram Rider back. I went for the Miner too, just to distract the Fisherman, so it wouldn't go ahead and pull my Evo Mega Knight. He played the Pekka, and here I pretty much knew it was going to be game over. He couldn't stop my wall breakers. Got a very nice win. So of course I had to run 2.6 at least once in this video. Evo Musketeer could be interesting in 2.6. I could see it definitely being good to snipe Teslas, cannons, stuff like that would normally mess up your Hog Rider. Like, you could even go for a Hog in the back, get them to go for an early building, and then just snipe their building. But it's not too easy to actually do it in the game, because people are going to start, you know, predicting it and whatever. But then again, if they play like Skellies or something, you can always like prediction log them or whatever. So I could definitely see Evo Musketeer being pretty decent. And honestly, Evo Skeletons really haven't been that good recently in 2.6, so I decided just to take out Evo Skellies and only have the Evo Ice Spirit and Evo Musketeer. At this point, I was pretty sure Adrian was just running this Lumberjack Balloon cycle that used to be pretty popular. Honestly, not a bad pick, actually, with the Evo Musketeer. I just went pretty aggressive here. Guys, a random question I do have for all of you is, what kind of desserts do you guys like the most? I'm kind of wondering what sort of desserts I should get, because I don't know, I've been having like ice cream a good amount sometimes, or like cookies once in a while, but I kind of want to try some different things, so let me know in the comment section if there's any secret desserts that not too many people know about that are actually really good. Maybe I'll try them, or maybe I'll even make them myself, if I can find a good recipe for them. Yeah, and anyways, I also wanted to see if an Evo Musketeer could, you know, just snipe his Musketeers, or also, you know, maybe snipe down some balloons pretty well. At this point when I was playing, I didn't even realize the fact that Musketeer, like the Evo Musketeer, if you played it, and it was already in range of a card, I didn't realize that it would still go in the normal form instead of, like, I thought it would just stay in the form where it's gonna, like, snipe if something is close to it still, but no, apparently not. Apparently that's not the case. And by the way, guys, if you play your Musketeer kind of on the side of something, like, if there's this Ice Golem, for example, and you play, yeah, so I went for my Musketeer on the side here, like, it was on the balloon for a bit, but then the balloon kind of slowly started to travel a bit, so you guys can see here, like, the Musketeer can save its ammo if you play it kind of on the side of things, like not right in line with them. So if you purposely want to save your sniper shots on the Musketeer, you can feel free to play it kind of off to the side, and that will just allow you to keep those sniper bullets. I went for another Musketeer here. I was just spamming as many Musketeers as possible in this matchup. I think I kind of distracted his Musketeer, but it was just shooting in normal form instead of the bullet sniper form. And man, it was somehow still on my Musketeer, even though I feel like my Musketeer was a little bit off to the side. I guess, you know, I don't know how to call it, like the width of the sniper Musketeer shot is kind of wide, actually. Not too wide, but just a little bit. There is some room there. Here my cycle was kind of bad. I just went for the Ice Golem to pull this Lumberjack, and I got a pretty low cannon. And I went for the Musketeer off to the side, purposely trying to just save that sniper ammo in case he tried to maybe go for like a Musketeer in the back or something that would just prevent him from doing that. And I went in for an Ice Golem Hog Rider. And I think I got another Musketeer off as well. Unfortunately, the Skeletons did soak up my Musketeer's bullets. So yeah, you guys can see, like, the Evo Musketeer really doesn't do too much against cycle decks, but it's really just beatdown where it's going to be pretty clutch. Which is kind of nice, actually, because a lot of people are actually playing beatdown in this current meta, so should be pretty cool. Could be very nice to snipe down annoying cards like, you know, Baby Dragons or Goblin Steins even, maybe. Obviously the E-Drag, as I already said as well. He went for a balloon here, but I was not worried at all. Even without my Musketeer, I knew I had the Evo Ice Spirit to counter stuff pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, balloon is just so bad against Evo Ice Spirit. Surprisingly, Evo Ice Spirit does actually feel better than Evo Skellies now. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you think of Evo Musketeer, if you think it deserves a buff or it's just in the right place. I personally think it maybe could use a small buff, but maybe not, because maybe people will find ways to use it pretty cleverly. I got some decent damage right there. I just wanted to finish off the game at this point. I pretty much knew that I'd probably have it in the bag. He actually got a pretty nice Musketeer, which did end up sniping my Musketeer, but luckily my cannon was able to kill the Musketeer pretty quickly. And I think I was able to defend just fine here. Went in for another Ice Golem Hog Rider. That's pretty much the story of 2.6, just spam Ice Golem Hog, Ice Golem Hog, Ice Golem Hog. Got a prediction Fireball, and from here I pretty much won the game, so thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!